Hey guys, how's it going? This is Sierra Spark. We are back here in Elite Dangerous with another Corsair build guide. Today we are actually here with the exploration build for it, and this is actually a pretty good exploration ship. Under research that I have done, I have found out that this ship is actually lighter than a crate, which is good and bad in a sense. With how many internal slots it had, I honestly expected it to be heavier. But it is not, and I guess that explains why it has such good multipliers as far as boost, and armor and shields, especially shields. It actually has a better shield multiplier than a Python, which has a better shield multiplier than a crate. Very similar, though, in every aspect, but it does explain why it does go as fast as it does and as fast as it can, and why it actually still does pretty decent on six slot thrusters, actually, fun fact. Which is just ridiculous in my opinion, but hey, here we are. But yes, we are actually here today with the exploration build, and we're going to dig into it. So we're going to actually top off the fuel so we actually get our numbers straight. And we're going to go over it. So for my exploration build, I have decided not to put hard points on. That is, of course, up to you guys if you want to or not. I know some, like Guardian relic sites, like the air or like the ones in space, you'll need to charge up pylons, and this does not have an SLF slot, which is a little unfortunate, but it does make sense. I feel like it would be very overpowered if it did. But yeah, so you might want to bring one just to charge it, but it's up to you. For utilities, I only went with a singular heatsink. You can make the argument for putting multiples on. It might have its pros and cons. But I am going with the most jump range I can, that is possible, with it. So with this heatsink, it is just a basic one with miscellaneous lightweight 5 on it to reduce its weight as much as possible, which is only 0.2 of a ton, which is pretty crazy. For the armor, I have went with lightweight alloy. I heavy-dutied it 5 with deep plating to give it some armor so that it can take a little bit of a hit whenever it does hit a planet or landing pad or whatever you decide to accidentally crash into, asteroid or whatnot. But I do recommend not going around and beating the ship up because it is very light and very fragile. The power plant is a 2A power plant with overcharge 2 with stripped down. The reason why I went with a grade 2 is it's just enough power. The overcharge 2 is just enough energy as well to power everything that you'll need to. And the strip down is to reduce weight as well. And the reason why I went with a grade A1, even though it is heavier than, like, say, a 2D or a 3D, is because of the heat efficiency. The higher the grade, the better the heat efficiency. So you'll want that whenever you're flying around near stars, especially neutron stars and black holes and big old giant stars. For some reason I can't remember their names. But yeah. We have 4D thrusters. You'll need to strip the ship down in order to fit these on here. Everything does fit with them on though. I have personally went with clean drive tuning 5 with strip down on mine. I do have the basic 5A SEO drive on mine. You can get the pre-engineered ones as well to increase the distance as well. Mine currently has a jump range of 72.33. If I am correct, you can get that up to 78.5 with the double engineered one. But yeah. But I do have increased range 5 with Mass Manager on mine. I do recommend putting Mass Manager on the double engineered one if you do get it. For life support, we do have miscellaneous 5 on it as well. For the distributor, I actually did something a little bit different than what I normally do. I went with a 2D with engine focus 5, and in order for it to boost, I had to put cluster capacitors on. You could make the argument, why not use 3Ds? It's actually heavier to do it this way than putting engine focus on it and then stripping it down, so it's just better to go with the 2D. For the sensors, we have 60s with lightweight 5. It's basically all you'll need. And then you got the basic 5C fuel tank, which is amazing about this ship. And a lot of the ships that have been coming out, other than the Python, if I'm correct, is the only one to not have a 5 fuel tank. Though I could be wrong. I think it only has a 16-ton. And the Cobra as well. For my optionals, we have a 6B fuel scoop. The reason why we went with a B-rated one is because it takes less power, it's not as expensive, and also it reduces your insurance cost by quite a bit. I also have two 6B auto field maintenance units on here. Same reasons for the fuel scoop as well. I do have them powered off because whenever you do want to turn them on, you'll want to turn off the thrusters to be able to turn them on and use them. They're very nice to repair the FSD when it does take damage from, say, neutron stars and white dwarfs. Then we have a 3D rescue limpet that will basically be able to repair yourself and others, give fuel, and also, for some reason, also be able to hack. Not sure why, but there we are. For our 5 slot, we do have a Guardian frameshift drive booster, which is going to give us an extra 10.50 light years. And I do have a 5 slot cargo rack on here as well, to basically store any limpets or any treasures you happen to find while you're out exploring, which is also nice to keep a hold of and bring back to your carrier or to the bubble as well. We have a 4G planetary vehicle hangar. I do have a Scarab and a Scorpion with mine. I think they're both fantastic vehicles to bring out and also use to collect mats with and other valuable resources and to explore crash sites and whatnot. For the shield generator, I have went with the tested and true 3D shield generator. This is the lightest shield you can put on this ship and still be able to have shields. And I put enhanced low power shields on it to reduce the weight and also power usage, and also strip down to be able to reduce its weight even further, which is pretty crazy how far you can reduce the weight. It's less than a ton actually. And then I have a detailed surface scanner. You can get the double engineered one. I just happen to have one of these laying around that has expanded 5 probe on it as well. But yeah, that does cover my exploration build guide for the Corsair. This is a pretty fun ship to take out exploring and to use, and it is very beautiful as well, as I think everyone can agree. Gudamaya did this ship very well. I also happened to recently find out that the sides and also the rear end lifts have little heat vents on the rear end that lift up, and the sides will glow too as well, as depending on how hot it is. But yeah, I think this is a fantastic little ship, and I think it will do wonders for the community for an exploration ship. With Distance World 3 coming up, there is a lot of options to be using. I think the Mandalay will still be the preferred option since it has the higher jump range, but I think this is a good secondary and definitely will outperform the crates. But they all have pros and cons, and they all will do the job very well, and that is why I do an exploration ship for every ship that comes out that is worth doing it on, that is not. That is worth doing it on. Basically, the Python Mark II was not worth doing because it was combat focused, but other than that, the rest of the ships have been pretty good. Even the Type 8 was pretty good in my opinion. I actually think that ship is fantastic because it looks so cool. But yeah, that is my build for the Exploration Corsair. Let me know down below what you guys think of it and what you guys are doing to yours as well. And where you've went so far with yours. I'm curious to hear the stories and curious to see where it's all been. And until then, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. See y'all.